Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I've got a report that I want to share with you on this one specifically in regards to what 2018 may or may not hold. But every year I like to make a few predictions for the coming year, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but I do the best I can at those predictions. But before I get into those, I want to kind of review some of the ones that I had last year, and I'll leave a link. I did a report on November of 2016, predicting things that would happen in 2017, so we can have a little validity to what I'm saying, if you will, because I study a lot of this stuff of what's going on and just throw out there some things. But in 2017, I put out this report, and it's unsettling predictions for 2017. Here are some of the things that I specifically brought up then that happened. I said Trump would assume presidency, and he did, and stay there as president. Second, I said increased riots, protests, attacks by the left. That happened as well. Third, political opposition, nationalist patriots could be labeled or would be labeled Russian activists, and they did attempt to do that in the very beginning. They have since calmed down. However, they are still continuing to do that through the Russia collusion narrative with President Trump. That one I was right. 4, attack on fake news will continue, and there will be a push back from patriots such as myself, and that happened as well. Possible, and I said possible, war with Russia sparked by a false flag. Now, evidently that didn't happen, but I did see tensions between Russia and America rise, and more of the left pushing for that tension with Russia and Vladimir Putin. 6, we won't hear the last of Obama, and we didn't. We found out he moved with Valerie Jarrett just a few miles from the White House. This is unheard of. Not only that, but he made some pretty staunch statements at the United Nations and everything. So he's still very much front and center. 7, I said the economy would look better and then go down. And this is kind of the pattern that we have seen in the economy. So it was going up and down. I said Hillary would not be convicted, and she wasn't. Through the entire year. Housing interest rates will increase, and they did for a time. Trump will actually start the construction of his wall. There's already plans underway, and that has happened. The rise of Islam, the rise of terrorism, and the rise of anti-Semitism will continue. Those did. Gun laws will stay the same or get better, and that has been. A continued movement away from the New World Order. That has happened explosively, not just here in America, but all over. Increased earthquakes and more NSA surveillance, both of which happened. Increased weather, increased fire. All these things I predicted last year. Now, I got a little more bold on my predictions this year for 2018. So let me just go through this list, and I'm not throwing up anything on the screen, but I'll have it in the link below if you want to go back and look at the predictions for 2018. So first prediction that I have for this year is Trump will still be president. Now, I'm not sure that the deep state or those pulling the strings, the New World Order, are going to have enough guts or balls to assassinate Donald Trump. However, I don't take it off the table. But my hope is that he'll still be alive and well, just like he was last year. However, I do believe that they could put impeachment on the table. They kind of already did that, but it got bashed or got downed. But I think they could throw that option on the table, but I think it will be an epic failure if they do put that on the table, and it's only going to make President Trump more popular. That's my prediction if it does happen. Second, the fake Russian collusion Trump investigation will continue its shenanigans. It's already doing that. Robert Mueller's investigation will likely never be done, at least through 2018. I think it could go on to 2019. Why? They're just postponing and pushing because the entire purpose, I think, of this narrative is to get everybody so tired of hearing it, because they're not coming up with any evidence. I put this thing on my Instagram account showing, all this evidence stacked against Hillary Clinton and like an empty box in regards to the FBI's investigation of the two. Trump has nothing, and the FBI agent says, well, that's why we need to look into you, because you don't have no evidence yet, but Hillary's got like mounds of it through uranium-1. So I think they're going to continue to push that narrative in order to dumb down the population or get the population ready for 2020, in which they're going to attempt to push that as a reason not to elect a Republican candidate or elect Donald Trump again in that manner. So it's all part of that ploy, I believe, but they're not going to have enough evidence, and it's going to continue. 5, economic instability. We've had a very sluggish economic recovery these past 8 years, if you even want to call it that. The economy is unstable. That's just the truth of it. It's possible cryptocurrencies could continue to rise. That's just my 2 cents. But real estate could be a bit patchy. You just don't know which way it's going to go. And look, let's be frank, we cannot continue on the economic path that we're on. I know that there is an agenda out there to at some point crash the economy, but that could look like a 2007, 2008, could look like Great Depression. It could look like something different altogether, or they could put a Band-Aid on it for another year. And that's a very hard card to play. So I'm just going to say economic instability for the year. 4, and maybe this one is more of a hope, but the Democrats will likely fail to win the majority of seats in the House of Representatives. That's my hope. I don't think they're going to get enough seats coming up, and I hope, and I'm actually pretty sure on this next one, Nancy Pelosi, this is all one, but Nancy Pelosi will likely not be the majority leader anymore. They're already talking about that. Now that could go into 2019 as well, but my hope is, and my prediction is, the Democrats will fail to win the majority of seats, okay? Just a prediction. 5, internal attacks from ISIS will continue. Terrorism will rise internationally and domestically. ISIS attacks, I think, will continue, and we're actually seeing more and more of those increase, but they could, I don't know, I just see more increases in that. Okay, 6, civil riots and protests on the left will continue. And 6 and 7 kind of go together. 7ism, feminism will continue to rise along with the amount of homosexuals. They put homosexual and all this stuff pretty much in all your kids' curriculum, in all the TV shows. It's on there now. It used to be that only 1% of the population were not attracted to the opposite sex, or were attracted to the same sex, about 1%. And now I believe that's going to exponentially increase because of the amount of information that they share and push it on all your children's. So the immorality rate will continue to rise as well. So I see a lot of that. And again, as a result, we'll see more brainwashed people on the left that are going to continue to protest and riot against Donald Trump. All right, moving on. Political opposition against nationalist patriots, Christians will continue. This is something that I don't see ending for quite some time. I know I live it. I get censored by Facebook, Twitter, and Google and the like. And that's something that I think alternative media is going to continue to fight back. And I actually see, hopefully, us winning more on that front. So there's my hope for that one. Number 9, war with North Korea is possible. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying that it's possible. It's also possible that we could have more sanctions on North Korea. I also see a third option. And look, I know there are people pulling the North Korea strings. I know it. And I know that they're trying to get us at war, at that stable place. So that's something I know also. But the other thing that I think could happen is there could be some kind of revolution, if you want to call it that, in North Korea, where they could dethrone or take out Kim Jong-un as a leader there. So that's a third option that I see as a possibility as well. 10, Hillary and crew are going to get the scare of their lives. With uranium-1, more and more information is surfacing on uranium-1. I think they could go into investigations, they already are. Jeff Sessions has approved that, but they could get stronger. However, I'm not sure that anything will come of it in the end. So that is my prediction. My hope is that they drag the lady to jail, that's my nice word, and she gets put behind bars. But I don't see that happening. I see more coming up on the investigation and more deals brokered under the radar to get her out, because she is one hard cookie to crumble. All right. 11, Christianity could stay stagnant or decreased considering the immorality. That's my take on that one. Number 12, I think we'll get more freedoms with our guns and gun rights. As long as Donald Trump is in office, we'll have that freedom. All right, number 13, continued movement away from the New World Order. This is a good one. I had this on last year. I'm adding it again this year because I see it. I see all kinds of people in leadership stepping up saying, I love my country. I'm a nationalist. I'm a patriot. And so we see this big move against the globalist organizations like the United Nations and like the New World Order. And I believe, as far as we have like people like Nigel Farage, Lord Monckton, I've had him on my channel, also President Trump, and we had candidates in France. Unfortunately, the wrong one got there, Macron in France, hoping for the other gal, if you will. But there's lots of patriots rising and nationalists rising all across the country that are very open and very populist in nature, where they know that there are somebody pulling the strings. All right, 14, the sex scandals in Hollywood and against political office will increase. We're going to hear more and more and more and get so bogged down with that. Why? Because it's part of the left agenda to just make us go, like, it's like, okay, a guy can't call a woman cute no more. Well, what's wrong with that? Oh my gosh, there are things that are really being blown out of the water here, and I think we're going to see more of that. And I think, again, there are a lot of real things happening, and it's disturbing and it's sick, but on the other hand, there's a lot of things being blown out of the water. And finally, just, as predicted, I guess biblically, extreme weather, those kinds of things could continue to come to increase over the years. So just my foretake on that. Anyhow, what do you think? What do you think 2018 will hold? I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Well, don't forget to check out my partner at getthetea.com. He has the most amazing detox tea. I kid you not. I take this tea on a daily basis. It's really given me more energy, pumped me up through the day. And I'm very particular about who I partner with. And I definitely partner with getthetea.com because of his amazing benefits from not only the tea, but he's got amazing products on colostrum. So make sure you go to getthetea.com and let him know you heard it on Lisa Haven. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.